Oh, oh, we're not responding. Oh, well. I was just clicking continue to get ready, and then not responding. I'm also a couple minutes late. I kind of...
With caution.
Oh, good. It logged. That logged. It signed. It loaded. There we go. My brain flicking through all the different thoughts. Should I take things with me? Probably. I'll want to be selling stuff, won't I? Alright. Should we explore? Probably not too much, no. I'm already forgetting the controls. I'm usually good at remembering controls, even flicking between things. I don't know what's going on. But, yes. Actual introduction. We are back with... Oh. Probably should deal with this guy. Dealt with. Probably should talk to Montaron and Zar. Hello there, kid. Rather strange place to be wandering in it. I think Benny has something to say to you. A child wandering the wilderness. Surely you must be none too bright to be traveling these roads. And you look a bit scuffed too. Fine pair of troubles all your own. All the scum of the roads in Faerun come together in one place. Locke, do not get involved with these imbeciles. Oops. Indeed. I can offer you healing potions if you wish as a token of goodwill. Psst, Locke! Mage speaks like he's laying honey on bread, but I don't know. I don't like size a single bit. I'd be grateful for any assistance. Nothing to fear from these simple potions, and I'll not even hold you in debt, though your conscience knows otherwise. Just like all good people. Perhaps as payment you would go with us to Nashville. It is a troubled area, and we mean to investigate some disturbing rumors surrounding the local mines. Some acquaintances are very concerned about the iron shortage, specifically where to lay blame in the matter. You'd be useful, though. I'll not hold you to it. We are to meet the mayor of the town, a man named Baron Gaskill, I believe. I would join with you, but I must meet someone first. Perhaps you will go with me? We've precious little time, but it's best to travel accompanied. I don't like the looks of these two jokers, Locke. Nope, I don't. Not at all. Let's get to the friendly arm in soon, huh? I like to have some people I can trust traveling with us. I will go with ye. You owe us for a time, though. Wonderful. And if I remember, we gotta go to Nashville about the iron shortage anyways, right? So... yeah, I'm a little late getting started. I never even did an introduction because I got interrupted. And now I'm going to get interrupted again by Binkos. Sorry, chum, but I can't stop the chat. There's been another caravan raided northeast of Beargast, and I must refer to the dire straits of the Grand Dukes. Messenger's work's never done. Another caravan raided? Wow, that's no good. Remember those flaming fists passing by Candlekeep last week? They said there was at least 2 missing. I think we should keep our eyes peeled or we'll be killed by bandits for nothing. Exciting, though. Caravans, bandits, road. Like an adventure from a book. Just keep your heads down, your weapons handy. And then we get attacked by a wolf. And then I lifesteal the wolf. You know, yeah. Alright. Move on over to Coastway. Oh.
Oh, there, wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
Oh, I thought you were going to keep talking. So I need to up my volume a little. Oh there, wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man. It's been nigh unto 10 days since I've seen a soul wandering this road. I've been without decent conversation since. Traveling nowadays appears to be the domain of either the desperate or the deranged. If thou wouldst pardon my intrusion, may I inquire which pertains to thee? What were my choices again? Can I go? Yeah, I can. Desperate or the deranged? A little bit of both, probably. Do I need to say, I mean, if you is that, was it the, In any case, I'm not desperate and not deranged. I'm excited. I'm going to be a famous adventurer like Elminster. Elminster. Thou art a spirited girl, Imoen. Now what of thy companion? Wait. How do you know my name? One can acquire such knowledge in more ways than one, child. But let the quiet one speak. During the conversation, Sandra has retreated into the shadow of the large wayside and even pulled her hood close in around her face. Now, how about that secret one in the shade? Won't thou show thy face to a harmless old man? Maybe there's a worried father out there looking for his daughter who left without any notice. Or maybe there's a not so worried father somewhere who has trust in his daughter and knows she has a reason to do what she does. Thou art the smart one here, I see, shady little lady. Not so bad for y'all, then. Then, smart daughter of a not-so-worried father, I take it thou wilt take care that this odd company will not be wandering too far off the trail, Yes, Master Mage. I take this as my responsibility, and in turn my curiosity for some specific facts may be satisfied. Not to employ, measure up to your own standards, best exchange. Let's do is. I'm not really desperate. I kind of know the way to go. That's not. We'll go with this just because it's the only kind of next one. That I would. The inn is but a short distance to the north, and its doors are open to all. I have no doubt that thy friend shall be there, waiting with open arms. My sympathies for any hardships the road may have inflicted upon thee, though I am certain everything shall turn out for the best. But I have wasted too much of thy time and said too much already. I shall take my leave and wish thee all the best. Well, that's fine. But yes, we're playing some more Baldur's Gate. I should do some exploring just for the training's sake, if I'm honest. But I want to at least get to the friendly arm inn before I do anything to the north. To follow the roads, so we're all prepped. So, it's a modded Baldur's Gate. It's the enhanced edition trilogy, so it's got Baldur's Gate 1. Yeah, so, Imoen? This old mage had a strange way with you. And don't try to fool me none, but you were not jumping for joy to see you. You ever watchful, Imoen? I'm not that eager at the moment to meet followers of mystery, you know. But keep that as our little secret, will you? Why, a secret just between you and me? I'm Imoen the Silent, just in case you doubt it. So you're on the run from the mighty goddess Mister herself. What a thrill. I love this adventure's life already. No, I'm no runaway priest. I am a follower of Mister with heart and soul. It's just, all those mages probably know my father too well. I see. Hey, girl. We have so much in common. Me ran away from old Winthrop, and you ran away from this strange, ever-present father of yours. Great. Yeah, so it's got Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. This is all Enhanced Edition stuff. So it's got Baldur's Gate. It's got Siege Dragon Spear. And it's got... I'm just going to keep talking. And it's got Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. All just bundled into one thing. Now, mind you, of course, you have to own all of it before you can use the mod to unite all of it, and you always have to have everything installed, and blah, blah, blah. I also have some other random mods thrown in. I set this up for, like, personal, just back before I started streaming, actually. But I just never found time to play it, which is why I kept going, like, I should play this on stream. It's a time I know for certain that nothing else is gonna really crop up. And we can have some fun with it, right? But I know one of the mods, as shown right off the bat, if anyone was watching the first part, there's a vampire mod in this, which has a few different routes. I think there's a few extra adventure things. And when we get to Baldur's Gate 2, certain classes get like a stronghold type thing, but it's different per each class. But the mod specifically lets different companions also do it instead of you, so you can be whatever class you want but still have access to the strongholds, which I think is nice, because if I remember, and this is going back way too far, I think only the fighter one really is super invested in anything. Meanwhile, I'm obviously playing a mage, so, well, sorcerer, but I'm sure that counts as mage for that specific thing. I don't know, actually. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I've got, and there's probably other mods that I just don't remember. I haven't checked, and I don't know how long I use. I don't know if I have a mod folder somewhere or not, because I think I just use some kind of injector. That's probably not the right term for it. So there's a lot of different just stuff in here, and I don't even know what's coming really, because I never went very far when I was playing it. But because everything's all connected, companions who normally wouldn't show up in later games, I'm pretty sure they stick around with you unless they, something happens that they have to be removed. But I could be wrong. I could also be right, because you can leave companions places, and if the whole world is open to you all the time. But yeah, that's just a little ramble of what this is. But yeah, back into it. If you don't mind, please try to keep your voice down. There be beasties about with better hearing than we. Hey, you grouch, we weren't shouting at all. We are adventurers and understand such things, Tell him, Locke. Seem quite at home here. What's the most dangerous thing you've seen? The most dangerous thing I intentionally went after? Stalked an ogre mage for a few days once. He had a party of me own back then. Killed the ogre, lost the party. Not really worth the trade if you ask me. I've seen more dangerous beasties, but usually over my shoulders I'm making tracks as fast as I can. No shame in running when your life is on the line. Off with you now. I meet to catch. Oh, the birds chirping made me think my fire alarm. Smoke detector was beeping. Not fire alarm. Close enough to it, but you know what I mean. Friendly arm in to the north. Why can we not go north? Is it because of the dog? There we go. Alright. Where do we need to go? Nashkill eventually, but we gotta go here first. Baldur's Gate. Yeah, there's... I'm pretty sure this map is just part of the game. Like, no matter what, but... And I don't think you can go everywhere. But if you can, that'll be, It's been a while since I actually played Baldur's Gate, so I can't remember too much of everything. And I don't know what the mod said, either. So it's just like... Only so much in this old brain. Well, it's not even old brain, it's still young. I dread to think what I'll be like when I'm old. Save at last. There's a hobgoblin wizard somewhere. Also, I'm really zoomed out. I shouldn't be. You see little specks walking around. Yeah, so I can leave some of my companions here.
without question. Because the friendly arm inn is a good place to use as a base for the first goings off. That as far as I remember, I could be like utterly mistaken about that. Because you do have to walk everywhere, and not a lot in the game is timed, but I'm pretty sure something... Oh. Hi, friend. I've not seen you here before today. What brings you to the friendly arm? Looks like someone put the bounty hunters on your scent now. Scary. Like bloodhounds. I know it says scary, but I know it. Here to make some friends. Ah, oh, you must be who I am to meet then. I'll take you to your friends, but first I should be sure you're the correct person. Is your name Locke? Sorry, but no, I don't think you're the person I'm supposed to meet. Really, I beg to differ. You fit the description, so I think it would be safe to assume you're the one I seek. Don't move. I have something for you. I disagree. Wow, Tarnish's spellbook is pretty neat. I think I can learn some of this stuff. Hey, look, here's something. Hey, think I can turn you into a frog? Hold on, let me try. Please no. Manos. Patentis. Pa! Whoa, hold on, everyone. You're no wizard. You shouldn't fool around with that. I don't mean to hurt yourself. Very funny, everyone. That's party treasure. You shouldn't be messing around with that. You could ruin it and hand it over. Cut it out, woman. It would serve you right if you were the one that turned into a toad and over. Oh, not first one. Ah, don't worry about me. I was only kidding. Those spells or whatever, the things in the back, they look kind of important. I won't mess with those. These little old things in the front, bet you even I can learn some of them. I'm going to try anyway. Okay. Hey, I told you. Don't worry about me. I'm no dummy. I know what I'm doing. I'll be slinging spells in no time.
I am listening.
Sandra cleans a blood spot on her weapon with disgust. How'd you know in advance that this was a bounty hunter? Intuition. His over-friendly inquiries were suspicious. Or not. Imoen, the terrier nose. Smelled the rat. Me too. Never seen one all my life, but know their stink by instinct. Who sent him? Whoever sends them after you knows that you are no longer at Candlekeep. There are only two of them at Candlekeep before Gorion and I left. Whoever sent those will know by now that they are dead. The armored creature that killed Gorion knows I left home. We need more facts. The one who killed your father is either one of their kind or he's the one that sends them now. That meaning knows not exactly where you are, and he is too busy to come after you himself. Anyway, Jahir and Khalid are probably inside the inn waiting for you. Yes, let us go inside. Something comes to your mind that you always refer to friends waiting at the arm, never giving names. How does Sandra know them? Can I go back to looting?
At any cost.
Can I go back to looting?
Again, as needed.
I was just trying to loot here, man. Alright, what do we got? I know. Place on the head of the foster child of Gorion. Lesson 200. Just 200 coins? I'll copy that. I don't need this. Well, I probably shouldn't leave a bounty just laying around. Can I identify? No. I mean, no, I am. Why did I almost say, oh, I'm not a sorcerer? Of course I'm a sorcerer. Anybody have anything of use to us? History of Faerun. She can identify things, so that would probably not be the worst idea. Also, giving her this sword, but she's not a sword fighter, is she? Use item. Select an item from the inventory now. That was all fire-based damage taken. It should not use that, no. I'll sell it. Keep the sword on me and give it to someone that, you know, should have a sword.
Agreed.
I feel like there was supposed to be someone that I meet here.
I would carry the world for you if I could.
Oh, tell me. Have you been at Candlekeep all your life until your unplanned departure with Gorion? Yeah. Shakes your hand for a moment and smiles at you. It's not my intention to stir up fresh wounds. Maybe it helps you in your mourning about Ryan to recall the good times. Yeah. Candlekeep may look a bit isolated in a world of its own from the outside, but is really connected to all parts of the realms by the constant exchange of visitors and knowledge. Also, in case anyone doesn't know, Sandra here is a mod character. And the reason Imowen keeps interacting is also part of a mod that lets her become, I think it's the same one that lets her become either a rogue, some form of spellcaster, I forget which spell. It would say if I checked her character sheet, not, or both, which is what I chose. But yeah, Candlekeep may look a bit isolated in a world of its own from the outside, but it's really connected to all parts of the realms by the constant exchange of visitors and knowledge. Right, so with the help of the lore, yeah. You surely have a more than average knowledge of the Sword Coast and its history. Maybe, but then as all theory, now we have the real things at our hands. It's quite different to hear and read about a hailstorm than to be hit by one. Unless you understand my metaphor. Maybe I was so theory to see and experience. Absolutely. You already know that I am a city girl who never had to care about the small troubles of the everyday struggle. But I feel it is great to be part of the real world, as you call it. I can try out the worth of my education now. I apparently complimented her. I should actually be reading my lines, I guess. You have this advantage that you seem to be a bit better prepared for it than I am. Whoever taught you provided you with quite some spells with your weapon and your quite some skills with your weapon and your spells. Thank you for this compliment. You were not too bad yourself, given that you were just thrown into this adventuring life without a warning. Let's pick up this talk later, Locke, before the real world hits us with surprises while we are unaware. Right, it feels good to talk to you, Sandra. Thank you. I mean, it does. She's nice enough. So many mysteries here, so much old lore. Are you referring to anything specific, sir? Maybe another time. Maybe when you've proven your worth. Why in the world did you come up to me? I don't think Dorn will join me because I'm a vampire.
It's about time. Bring me another flagon of ale.
I think you mistake me for someone
Then
else.
why do you bother me? Be gone.
It looks like this perhaps would be under favorable circumstances. Oh yeah, you have to be like a certain level, I think.
If you continue to pester, I will
For some reason I thought it's because I'm a vampire, but I think you do have to be like a certain level. Well. Look at these Orion tankards. The Iron Surge shows no mercy on us drunkards and gourmands. Whatever could be wrong with your fork and tankard? They may be made of iron, yet they render the weight of these mere offerings, and the handle breaks on me. Tankard as filled as a rat's spit of an ale into my lap. The nest to get me another. Sure. For some reason, I thought there was a vampire thing that happened at the inn. Who's Surrey? Hello, Surrey.
Yes?
Ah, new face in this closet place. Stand by my side and let us talk for a while. What brings you, traveler? I was an apprentice under Tarum Furium in Baragos. With the iron situation being what it is, however, I thought I'd better head somewhere else. Waterdeep, maybe. Tayrum's having enough trouble making go of it as it is. Fair enough. Ah, but what do you care? I don't. Khalid and Jahir. None too many travelers have been through lately, what with the supposed troubles down south. So what can I do for you? What do you have to sell me? Because I got stuff to sell you. I'll get rid of that. I'll get rid of Burning Hands. We can get rid... Do I care about Royal of Speed? Those movement decorators. We'll keep it, but might sell it. Yours I'll sell, though. I'll just leave you with everything. That's not bad for us. I don't think I really want to buy anything because you can usually find most things. Could drink something. Some units of the Flaming Fist have been sent to Baragos. Seems like the Grand Dukes are getting real paranoid about lots of things that might be behind. Lots of people think that might be behind the iron shortage. Could be prelude to war. I keep trying to do WASD to move the map. Take a slow walk around. It's not like we're in any rush.
Calm yourself, dear. We must proceed carefully.
Something about you is familiar, child. Your manner reminds me of a sage I know, but by the name of Gorion. Oh, I don't get to hear her voice, so I just have to assume. It is almost a slight on him, but I see it too. Jahira, mind your manners. This must be the child that Gorion wrote of so often. We are all friends of your adopted father. He is not with you. I must assume the worst. He would not permit his only child to wander without his accompaniment. If he has passed, we share your loss. Ryan often said that he worried for your safety, even the expense of his own. He also wished that Cleet and I would become your guardians if you should ever meet an untimely end. However, you are much older now, and the choice of your companion should be your own. Jahira studies Sandra's features for a moment, even though she's literally over in the kitchen. But then, if I am not mistaken, somebody has already sent you company. You are mistaken, Jahira. I was not sent by the one you referred to. Honestly, he just found out by chance. I'm following my own mission, trying to help Locke meanwhile best as I can. So my eyes have not betrayed me, Sandra. Although you have quite changed from the little girl I saw with your father. No. A real fine lady she's become, just like her mother was. Please, Jahira, Khalid. Let us forget the past days for a moment. The present holds its challenges for our immediate attention. Well spoken, truly, Al. Sorry, Khalid, I interrupted you. We could travel with you until you get settled, help you find your lot in life. It would be a fitting last service to Grian, though we should first go to Nashkel. Cleet and I look into local concerns, and there are rumors of strange things happening to the mines. No doubt you have heard of the iron shortage. You would do well to help us. It affects everyone, including you. We are to meet the mayor of the town, Baron Gaskill. Isn't it great, Locke? We made it through the forest full of gibberlings and wolves, and now we are meeting real adventurers. Things are looking up. Hey, Ani Jahira, I am Imoen, friend of Locke's. Actually, more like a guardian than a friend, you know? Looking after him and all that. Adventurers do not call each other Auntie Imoen. But enough distractions. Gry had mentioned you in his correspondence, praising your fast friendship with his ward. You're welcome to come along. Your company would be welcome. Well, good. We'll leave as soon as you're ready, though. It should be soon. Yeah! Uncle Cleed and Nani Jahir are coming with us. This is going to be a great adventure after all. Yeah, about that Imoen. I kinda need you to stay at the inn.
Yep.
Just like that? But we are friends and everything. Been friends for years. I guess I'll just wait till you need me again, because you will. Just wait and see. Uh, Sorry. I just have too many people that need to go with me right now. You must gather your party before venturing forth. I know, I know. I think I'll check over here, even though I don't think I really need to. Dear has chosen a quiet moment to approach Sandra. On a word, please, Sandra. Georgia here. By the way, it is good that you are with us now. Thank you. But I am not looking for compliments at the moment. Your words at the inn and the way you avoided the topic of your father have unsettled me a bit. I can imagine that. Believe me, I'm not trying to hide anything, just I am not confronting Locke with everything at once. I think he has to gain some insight on his own before any of us should reveal more than necessary. I would agree to that, provided your motives are just. So I gathered from what you said, I mean, what you not said. You had not said? That your father does not know about your own little interference here? He did not send me himself, but he has surely found out by now. I can only hope he has as much trust in me as I can ask you to trust me. On behalf of your father, I decide to trust you for the time being and keep my mouth shut towards Locke. But I will keep my eyes on you, little Sandra. Not so little anymore. Fine lady, Sandra. A real nice lady indeed. Khalid!
You are welcome here in Glittergold sight.
For a bit of respectful coin, we can cure what ails thee. If you need. No, sorry, just here to look around. Sandra sensed that Jahir is not within earshot as she approaches Khalid. I should have left you behind, Sandra. The little lady. His ears reddened. No need to be nervous, my friend. Jahira is occupied elsewhere. I want to talk a bit with you. Your opinion and memory alone is of interest to me at this moment. Thank you, Sandra. Normally people always address Jahira in matters of importance. He straightens his shoulders. His stuttering seems to have gone. From your words the other day, I have deducted that you have known my mother still alive. Well, you've probably heard 1,000 times already how much you resemble her, so you surely want to hear something else this time. She has loved your father with all her heart, although some people were looking strangely at their apparent difference in age. But you know well that my father is blessed by Mistra with a prolonged life and has the heart, strength, and soul that many younger men are lacking. True. And you yourself are the best proof of his capabilities and also love between your parents. Not even the devilish plan of the murderous god has ever lessened my father's love for my mother. He still adores her every single day. But how was she in her daily life? She loved all living things, plants and animals, not like a Druid does, more from her heart, if you know what I mean. And she loved to sing. Your garden at Waterdeep was always resounding with her songs. We all have lost so much with losing her. Now you two. What are you sticking your heads together for? Oh, Jahira, I was telling Sandra about her mother. Ah, what do you know, blind romantic fool? Lovely fool. Something she says to him. And I know it's the mod, but also... I don't know. I should check upstairs in the inn. I don't remember if there's any missions to be gained from going up there or not. Well, quests. Because I should have some quests.
Yes. Think carefully.
No one's in there. There's someone in here, but he's no one. Unchi. I think you have a quest, don't you? Have you heard there's a rogue ogre with a belt fetish to the south of the friendly I'm in? I'd bargained my new girl for a piercing for my life out there. Wasn't even interested in an autographed copy of my book. Hey, if you can give that belt back to me, I'd be mighty grateful. Sure. Sherman. You know, just because I can buy the price suits don't mean you can just waltz in here whenever you want. My apologies. I shall leave you in peace. As well you should. I works hard for to pay for this room. I'm not here to bother anyone. I'm here to help people. You always gotta check the ends, because you never know. Merlin. What's the meaning of this intrusion? I pay good money for privacy, but what right do you disturb it? My apologies, sire. It is a simple mistake in room numbers. Hang upstairs. Someone gained invisibility. Hey, I've got a tiny bit of a spider infestation happening in my cellar in Beargost. I was on my way to the gate to get some poison, but this would be a lot easier on my legs, to be honest. You know the house when you see it. It's right to the west of the Jovial Juggler Inn. Bring back their bodies to prove you've done the job, and I'll give you 100 gold pieces. If you could, please bring my husband's old boots and my old bottle of wine back as well. I'll throw in some extra. 100 gold pieces. They're willing to pay 200 for my head, but spiders are 100. Do they think I'm a spider? Well, do they think I'm two spiders in a suit? Leave here. This is not your business. Not good for you to stay. What have you done? What creature are you anyways? I come a long way to find this thief and murderer. He gave us answers and paid debt. He paid with his life for a deed against your kin? You know my kin. You know the Githyanki. You know I am here. Githyanki. I've heard the name and I can't think how you pronounce it. Oh no. I'll just say Githyanki. Locke, this is not a creature of our plane, the Prime. The children of Gith come from the God Isles of the astral plane, and they come for only one reason, the retrieval of a stolen artifact. I would not judge her for murder for what she did, even if her own kind would not treat an outsider with fairness. You speak with knowledge, Manly. A most sacred sword is stolen. This man was involved, but he has it not. One other has it in the city that now has closed its gates. I heard that the Dukes of Baldur's Gate have closed the city against the bandit threats of the Iron Crisis. You understand. Maybe you can help Jingling, and Jingling will let you live and help you too. We may very well have need for a good thief to help us at Baldur's Gate. To help us, and Baldur's Gate may become a destination on our quest soon, Locke. Become Jingling's captain, if not too weak, Locke. Sure. Yep. Sandra, I need you to stay here.
Sounds good to me.
Rest here for a short while. Wait. So I guess I lose Sandra then? I'm gonna have to load that. My apologies for the setback. I did not realize.
Caution. Yes.
Okay. The smart thing to do is to just run to Nashville. I can come back for the Githyanki. You're not here to kill me, right? Okay. Because I would very much like... They sound interesting, and why not? Because I don't really want to keep Czar and Monteron with me, if I'm honest. But I've said it before, I'm the type to like to recruit people, so... I would like to keep them at the inn, but they'll only stay with you, I believe, if you take them to Nashkel within a certain amount of days. I don't remember how many days. Yeah, it is a great game. It's a good classic.
Your death.
It's...
Have become death, destroyer of worlds.
I'll be fully honest, I don't even remember what mods I modded this like some time ago, and I don't even remember what mods I have on it. I should try to find it and make a mod list. That would be smart. So, unfortunately, at present, no. In the future, that would be a smart move. Mustache to Beargost, I must. Governor Keldath must be told of the extra troops being sent his way. Beargost is to be garrisoned in case of Omnian attack. Though has denied such intent, of course they would deny it. The snakes make way for the messenger. Do I talk to him? No, I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, I modded this like... I don't know how far back now, like... Before I even started... Oh, does it? Jeez. That's good to know. Yeah. Need directions? You seem a friendly sort, so I thought offer my service as a guide. We from the town of Beargost. Where's the inn? Thank you for your help. Oh, yeah, absolutely. What's bugging you? Yeah, I know that was one thing. I don't remember where I go to find the mods for this. I've never played EET just straight through because, well, I never sat down and actually finished playing it. I modded it back like it's over a year now because it was before I started streaming, which is why I don't remember what mods I have. I've just had it sitting waiting for something to do, and you know, weekend television. Yeah, some nice quality of life stuff is good, but you know, they got quite a few different mods out there. So it's there is something. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, they had a mod setup thing on, I think, GitHub somewhere. Anyways, should probably focus on the game a little instead of... Looks like you haven't been in Baragos for a long time. May you need a skillful wanderer. I can handle this wonder nicely. Are you talking about this flail? Certainly, about it and myself. Hope that you're really good with it. Come on. I'm very glad to join you. Baragos is a nice town, but I'm being drawn to adventures. Is there anything else? How should I tell you? Filled posts. I pledged my favorite flail. You know, need money for a living. If we get some gold, I could take it back. How much? At least 1,000 GP. I also commissioned armor at Terum Smithy for 5,000 GP. I don't even know how I would be able to pay for it. However, he told me the job would take much time to finish due to my orders. I have plenty of time to think about it. Let's move. You stay here. I know you just joined me, but you just stay here.
Buy yourself a flail.
As needed.
Yeah, I think I have quite a few mods, actually. Because since we were talking about it, I went in and looked, and I definitely have quite a few things here. Probably some stuff like won't even use, but it's here. That's neither here nor there, I guess. Please, Locke, give me a moment of your time. Yeah. I think a lot of them are from EET, but some of them are their own thing. Or are they all... Now I'm thinking, are they just ET, or are they from their own things? No, ET just combines them. And it does add a few things. But I'm pretty sure most of the companions are just from their own mods. Like Sandra's her own mod, I know that. I have a whole vampire mod, I know that. I think there was something with golems, but I don't remember for sure. Either way. In my father's crystal shard, just shortly before I left home for the Sword Coast, I accidentally saw something that worries me. Now that we've left the wilderness, I think we can do something about it. I saw another priestess, tall and blonde, so I guess she must be from the north somewhere. She was with a very unpleasant mage in my vision, and they were having a big quarrel about something. Whatever it was, the mage cast a flesh-to-stone spell on the poor maid, and thus petrified her. She must be like a statue right now, and suffering... Okay. Candle off. Thank you for that follow. And for the good conversation, too, by the way. She must be like a statue right now and suffering badly from it. Please, Locke, we need to find her and free her from this spell. Sandra, with all her own problems, at least... No. Is there anything more specific about this? Any idea where to find her and how to free her? First thing to do is to get us a mage scroll for our mission. As I do not have the spell memorized, we need to purchase one from a temple. The Morning Lord Temple of Baragost or Helm's Temple at Nashkel should have a stone-to-flesh scroll that we can buy. Then we need to find the statue. What I saw in the shard was an area with tents and merchants and banners, so it looked like a market in a big town or maybe a festival of sorts. We should try to find an event and keep our eyes open. Maybe some deranged Mifit uses the poor statue as a weird attraction to make some money. Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen when you go into buffets. I wish you luck with that, because I definitely know. The only real downside to Sandra is apparently if I dismiss her, she's just gone. Which I hope is not true forever, but... Well. I'm looking for you for quite some time. Oh, I found something that probably belongs to you. So I presume... I don't have the time. I just gotta barrel through.
I'll be much more agreeable with rest.
Maybe find an inn. The sooner I get to Nashville, talk to the mayor, the sooner I can just dismiss Czar and they'll run somewhere. And then I can start trying different... I mean, I could, I guess, leave Khalid and Jahira somewhere. Because they don't really care either way, but... I feel like I should at least get everyone to Aura. Aura, I remember she is a mod companion, so just ignore. Just ignore. Just ignore everyone. Keep moving. Make your way to Nashkel.
Agreed.
Just because I know, or I'm 90% sure, that those two leave you if you don't get there in a certain amount of time. That's the only reason I'm just barreling for it. Well, Montron had some less than great not Montron, it was Zara, wasn't it? Yeah, Zara had some less than great times. Shu, might need to stop by the temple. You there, you're under arrest for banditry and highway robbery. We know you're part of the band group who's terrorizing the coastway. Give yourselves up, or there'll be trouble. You've obviously been staying in sun for too long, soldier, as your head has clearly overheated. I suggest that you cease this foolishness and let us pass. We are expected by the mayor of Nashville himself. The mayor of Nashville himself, eh? You got the wrong guys. We're not part of any bandit gang. Really now, why should we believe you? If we were bandits, why would we be walking out in the open? Come on, just let us go. We're not the people you're looking for. Alright, maybe I was wrong about the bunch of you. You're free to go. I was not wasting gold on that. I already had to waste gold on Montron. On Zara, not on Montron. I keep saying the wrong person.
For now.
Work yourself to death on your own time. Though maybe you'd like to join me in...
You dream to be what?
No.
I dream to be in my bedroll with you. I don't quite think we're at that kind of relationship level. I also don't think we will be at that relationship level during a stream. Just gonna be honest there. because TOS. Just TOS.
No one will escape from this.
Yes? With caution.
Just keep following the road. I should have picked up that gold. Again, we'll explore more when we don't have a time limit. Because I think that, and there's like one other thing that has a time limit. Maybe something else. But... And I don't remember the time limits for anything else, just this. What's this? Bandit scalp. I'll collect some bandit scalps, sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only things I remember outright with that, the time limits, would be... Who's this? Looked for Shadow. Well, don't you just add to the local color. Quite the smashing bit of dress you wear there. I'll have to look into such sundries when I next attend one of Lord Ribald's full dress costume affairs. I'd be the talk of Neverwinter, I would. But there's evidence. Yeah, I think it is. I think that is what happens. But I think like overall it's like 10 days or something like that. It might be 15. But I'm just gonna get that done. Yeah, exactly. You just gotta get them there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just make my way right to Nashville, and then we're good. Then any exploration can happen. My understanding. Oh, I actually hail from Waterdeep. The great city of splendors has much more in the manner of social luxuries suited towards my particular tastes. I do, however, make a point of keeping in touch with the Neverwinter, though I've only visited once previously. It's quite popular in those nights, if I recall correctly. I'm going to make a second trip in the coming year, and I'll wager it'll be as popular again. There we go, Nashville. Nice.
I'm off to play.
Have a fine day, dear.
Did you remember to wash your face?
Did now.
Yeah. Well, you know, those Neverwinter nights.
With your hurried flight from Candlekeep barely behind you, the troubles facing the Sword Coast seem an unfamiliar blur to your fractured nerves. Gorion would not have you sit idle, however, and perhaps investigating local concerns will shed some light on your own predicament. How the iron shortage or the trouble in the Nashville mines could possibly be linked to you, you have no idea.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about that stuff.
Yes.
I never did play the first one. I played the second. I played Neverwinter Nights 2, but I never played the first for some reason. I don't remember why. The latest battles have greatly improved the abilities of Heist. Good.
If I'm not allowed to away, citizen. Our next assailants may just live.
We're the party of... Identify yourselves. We're the party of Lockseek and Ben. A place to rest between adventures. There be an inn here, but consider yourself warned. Tensions run high right now. Cause any trouble, and you'll have worn out your welcome. Alright. Oh, there's Rasad. Alright. Where's the temple? Oh, actually, looking at the time, I do need to stop. So we'll do a journal entry. Because I did it back somewhere. Yeah, I did one there, so I'll do another one. Yeah, pretty much. It's why people really like doing stuff with Neverwinter Night 1's stuff as opposed to... Yeah, they are, which is a shock. And to... How do we spell your name on them? But yes, unfortunately, this is where I have to stop for the day. But yeah, it is. I think a few different people have modded portraits, actually. Yeah, I do have to stop here for the day. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time, which is, what, 7 Eastern, I believe? A little after, actually, more closer to 7:30 Eastern, but somewhere in between those hours. Yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining the stream, Arkanoth. And well, that's it for now. Farewell.